There's things that fascinate me, the way that I perceive things, like my memories. We try our hardest to grow in the right direction, but honestly, sometimes we don't. I think of humans as like little creatures. I'm put here on this plane to exist, but it's not our world. I never used it and my rabbit bit it, so I just stole it. I'm sorry, don't shoot me. It's a cute little concept that I love. This is a little example. It's such a beautiful thing to be able to learn yourself. No one really wants to take advice from other people. Do we ever really want to follow it? Kevin, that is enough. Kevin? 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 By the way, I have no contact lens, so I can't see the camera at all. That does make it harder for me to talk, so this is kind of a strange feeling. Last night, I posted a YouTube video and I was watching it because I like to watch all my videos. Like, I love that this is becoming such a hobby for me because I've always had a very bad memory pretty much my entire life. Retrospectively looking back on it, I realized that most of it has been in autopilot. So I'm kind of just like floating through like existence. And looking back on it, it's just empty space. Okay, also, this is one thing about me. I was just talking to my friend about this. I don't know if I'm the common one or I'm the uncommon one in this situation, but I can't see stuff in my head. I'm a huge daydreamer, which is so strange because I can't see anything in my head. Like, I'm just rocking off of vibes. Kind of like a never-ending stream of words, thoughts, and feelings that creates this daydream. I don't know, it's honestly so devastating because I love dreams. But I can't see stuff in my head, so I feel like that makes it very hard for me to remember my life as well, because when I'm trying to remember, I don't have a visual to look back on. I also cannot remember people's voices. Like, I can't hear people's voices in my head. I don't even know if I can hear my voice. I feel like I'm closest to hearing my voice in my head. Well then whose voice am I talking to myself in? I don't know. Kevin is like, what the heck, boy? Oh wait, have you guys not been introduced? This is Kevin. She's my little problem child. Okay. I literally lost my train of thought. This is why I need to wear my glasses. Well, anyways, looking back on my life, I really realized I don't remember much of it. Oh, the YouTube. I love that I'm able to have this platform because I can visually see a little bit into the way that I exist, the way that I perceive things, like my memories. It's like having something tangible to look back on when before it was just like thoughts. I need to get better at editing and have better editing software, but within the capacity to which I'm capable of editing, I try my best to portray things as I see them, like as I view them, the way that I view the world. It's extremely hard with the copyright stuff, so I can't really put certain music that I want to put, but it's so interesting to create something made entirely from me. Every single video that's filmed, I'm filming it, or I told someone to film it. I was existing and I saw something and I was like, wow, that is cute. That is a moment that I want to remember forever. To me, it was something that was worthwhile. It was something that needed to be noted because that was a butterfly's wings being flapped into the next moment of my life. Girl, all of these little moments were moments that I found worthwhile, moments that I found valuable. Those are things that I saw in this world. And like, think of all of the things in this world that we could see, but think about all of the things that we will never see. All of the experiences and the moments that exist in this world, but it's not our world. All of the things that are out there that I'll just never get to encounter that. It just strikes me as so interesting. I think of humans as like little creatures, and I'm like just this little creature in the world, just like existing. And there's things that fascinate me that are so mundane and minuscule and seemingly unimportant, but they take part in building the person that I am actively becoming every moment. I find that so cute. Like lately, I've just found humans so cute and adorable. Like, I'm living this life that I choose how worth it is or how valuable it is or whatever, you know. I'm put here on this plane to exist, and I determine what that means, and I determine how important that is to me. And it's like little me just being a kid, like recording everything that is on my path so that I can look back on it with appreciation. That's why I say the best time to watch these videos is at nighttime when you're under your covers and the lights are off and you're on your laptop and it's clear, because it gives you time to think, and that's what I really want my videos to be about. I want them to be feel-good things. I don't want you to cry of sadness when you watch them, but I cry every time I watch one of my YouTube videos at nighttime because they mean so much to me. I think it's so beautiful because no one really knows what they mean to me. I mean, one day I'm gonna die. That's sad, but like one day I'm gonna pass away. I'm no longer going to exist on this plane. And the same goes for everyone, but there will always be a piece of me out there. I mean, as long as YouTube doesn't fry or something, but it's like my life is out there, my life is documented, and if it can touch someone's heartstrings just a little bit, or if it can impact someone in any way, like that means so much to me. Just knowing that I could be part of another creature's happiness, like I could be a moment that they reflect on as a moment in which they learn something about themselves or we're able to see the world from another perspective. I just think it's so beautiful. Oh yeah, so I was watching my little New York video and I just thought it was so cute, but honestly, I don't know if it's because all of my travel videos are really old, so it's like old content. Sometimes travel videos are just a lot for me to edit because they take like so long and then they don't feel as meaningful. And that's why I did like watching the New York one, because it was like, it's not always about the words that mean things. Most of the time it's about everything but the words, but I don't know, it's like I'm in a new mindset. I'm shifting my perspective on life. I'm shifting a lot of things in my life. Like I'm really trying to just become the absolute best version of myself that I can, and all of the content that I have is from a little bit ago. Like I still like within the past few months, but so much has changed for me in the past like month that some of it just doesn't feel as current. And so I just wanted to sit down and chat a little bit because I do like these chatty videos. Chat about, let's see, how many minutes is it, man? I figured we'll just have a little chat. So if anyone does want to watch another one of my videos one time, comment and tell me what I should talk about. Like what are good things for me to look back on and like watch later and have it be impactful for me. I think pretty much every mental revelation that I have in my head that's profound enough to really expand upon is worth sharing and documenting, because I tend to I've had so many revelations throughout my life and they tend to kind of give way and slip. I was just at coffee with my friends Lauren and Sammy, and they were talking about how they're so glad that they had like all of their journal entries from when they were during X period of time or whatever. And I was like, damn. Like thinking back on it, I just spent well over 2 years of my life with someone. I had no journal excerpts over that, like at all. And it sucks because I can't even picture his voice. Like I need to document my life so that it doesn't just fly past me. For me personally, it's not okay to have all of these profound moments in my life happen and then they're just fleeting memories, and then when I'm older I'll just forget them. I love exploring myself. I love exploring who I am. I love learning about myself. I love learning about the world, and I love reading my journal entries. I love watching my YouTube videos. I love looking at pictures. It's like one of my favorite things to do is just scroll through my little camera roll, and it like makes me cry because I used to be so good about that. Like a couple years ago, I would literally take a photograph of anything that brought me joy. Any moment that brought me joy, I would just photograph. And I remember thinking that that like annoyed someone, that I was like always taking pictures and that person like didn't really like pictures that much, and then it kind of like stopped becoming a point of joy for me. It was just like something I felt bad about doing, like, hey, can you get this picture? Or like, can we get this picture? Or like stopping in the middle of doing something to take a picture, because like, I don't know, sometimes you have your little things and people never understand what they mean to you. Where was I even going with that? Oh yeah, I've been doing this diary thing, which I love. So I have this diary, you're actually sitting on it. But I have this diary, and I actually, oh yeah, I bought it for my ex-boyfriend in San Francisco, and he never used it, and my rabbit bit it, so I just stole it during the breakup. I'm sorry, don't shoot me. I think I told him, I don't know. But anyways, I like have that as my diary, but I never write in it because I really like, my thoughts are very flexible and they're always changing and flowing, and it's like one moment I might think this, but then this is more profound, or like this resonates with me more. So I like to change my words, and so it's difficult for me to write down on a piece of paper. Also, my spelling is very bad. So I've been doing this little thing, which I highly recommend. Maybe I'll share it. Like here. This is a little example. It's a cute little concept that I love. Typically, I write in my journal whenever I'm feeling... Honestly, I write in my journal when I'm sad. That's like the only time I ever write in my journal. The idea is eventually to transfer all of these into that journal. Sometimes, when emotions are brought on, I'm listening to music. Like, especially after going through all the things that I've recently gone through, I've just really allowed myself to feel all of the emotions that I need to feel. I just have to make sure it's still going. Whatever I feel coming on, I really just let myself feel it, because I feel like that is a root of a lot of people's problems sometimes, is not allowing themselves to feel, not allowing yourself to be in the moment, to let your body and your mind and your soul recognize reality for what it is. We tend to like push things down. Like, now is not a convenient time for me to feel this emotion. Now is not a convenient time for me to cry. I want to be okay. Like, I just want to like keep my head above water. We don't have to do that. If you live your life that way, you are living your life inauthentically, and you're lying to yourself, and you're creating this false reality for yourself. And if you live in that for too long, you are gonna wake up one day and be like, where am I? What am I doing? Who am I? Because you're living your life on autopilot. You're like, just gotta survive, just gotta get through it, just gotta wait till I get here, gotta wait till I can do this. No. If you do not feel life as it comes, you are going to be years down the road, and you're going to look back and you're not going to see anything, at least anything for what it was. I know so many people who live in such a delusional universe where they let certain parts of their life be so tainted, and they allow them to become something that they're not, because they do not allow themselves to feel the emotions that they need to feel and recognize the things that they need to recognize, because in that moment that's too painful for them. That's something that I just have no interest in doing anymore. Why would I want to set myself back, my progress with myself, my understanding of myself, my love for myself? Like, why would I want to set myself back in that way when I have all of the tools in front of me to not only survive, but to enjoy doing it, and to learn who I am, and to fall in love with who I am? And that's why I think it's really important to just allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to go on the ride of life. Those are things that you have to document. Everyone's different, but to me personally, speaking for myself, I feel like those are things that you have to document, because it's like, those are moments that I want to remember. And when I read back to all of my journals, I'll be listening to a song and it might trigger an emotion. So I go into my little journal, I type out the date, and I put a picture or a photograph that I'm like resonating with in that moment. Then I just write. I just write whatever comes out of my mind, and it's so beautiful. For this one, I have me as a young little girl, and I have my cat laying on top of me. This is from 5/1/24, and I was listening to the song Girls Just Wanna Have Some by Chromatics, and I said,
I think one of my biggest fears may be growing up. Although I've never felt quite like a child, I fear most growing into an adult, or whatever it is that comes after. Choosing every day to leave behind parts of myself in hopes of building something greater. It often feels as though what once was the greatest possible version of what could be, as if experiencing this realm takes away from what we remembered for the last, a soulful purity, a bountiful love, an unapologetic adhesion to self. How can we become more pure while surrounded by impurities? To leave behind all that's familiar, the only ever constant in life, me. to discover someone new, and to learn and love her even more. What about who was? Perhaps we are meant to unlearn the learned and relinquish to who we arrived as. Perhaps we are meant to be observers, watchers, listeners, lovers, riders of just one of our many rides. Perhaps what was, is, and will be forever.
And I can't play the song because of copyright. Whenever I need someone to talk to, but I know that no one can satisfy that need like I could satisfy it. And I mean someone to talk to in an emotional capacity or in a philosophic capacity. I go back to my entries, I just scroll to one, I put on that song, I look at the picture, and I start reading. And suddenly, I'm transported to that realm of thinking, that line of consciousness. It's such a beautiful thing to be able to meet a past version of yourself. And I feel like that's what you could do with this. That's what I do with this. Because I'm not who I was yesterday, I'm not who I was a week ago, I'm not who I was a month ago. I'm foundationally the same, but I'm evolving and I'm growing and I'm expanding every day. So it's nice to go back and be grounded because we try our hardest to grow in the right direction, but honestly, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we don't grow in the right direction, and it's helpful to have yourself guide you because no one really wants to take advice from other people. We like to ask people for advice all the time. Hey, I'm going through this, this happened to me, but it's like, do we ever really want to follow it? Or do most of the time we just want to bitch to people about our problems? It's like, we don't always want the advice, and even when we think we do, we don't really want to take it. But when you have yourself staring you in the face, being like, you're like, ooh, shit, maybe I should consider that. Maybe I should consider that. That's what I love about exploring yourself. YouTube, journaling, photographs, videos, whatever it is, it's like, it's such a beautiful thing to be able to learn yourself. I think that's so cute. Hopefully this doesn't become too long. Yeah, I don't know if I should end it here. I've talked about a whole lot of nothing so far. Oh my god, my camera's gonna die? What? How's that possible? How's that possible?